but they didn't stop me. I've relieved student debt for over 5 million Americans. I'm going to keep going. That's the same Joe Biden they were happy to salute and listen to defy the court if it's in favor of their left-wing political agenda. I will point out the aspersions Ranking Member Durbin just cast to Mr. Wrights. He is also in the Marines as a reserve, a major in the Marines. He has fought to defend this nation, and he will make an exemplary Assistant Attorney General at the Department of Justice. And I, for one, am glad we are getting officials at the Department of Justice who will follow the damn law instead of being lawless and treating the Department of Justice and FBI as the personal enforcement arm of the Democrat National Committee. I urge everyone to vote yes, although I'm confident everyone on the left side of the aisle is going to vote no, because for all their words of the rule of law, they could not bring themselves once.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into some heated political drama on Capitol Hill involving Senator Ted Cruz and the controversial nomination of Aaron W.S. to the Department of Justice. Cruz fired back at Democrats over what he called false charges against W.S. I'm breaking down all the major talking points from this fiery exchange. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that button so you don't miss out on the latest political updates and debates.
Nomination. You want to speak on this? Yeah, go ahead and speak.
Mr. Chairman, Aaron Wrights has demonstrated he is not fit to serve in any role in the Department of Justice. He believes there are instances in which a public official may defy a court order that should concern every member of this committee on both sides of the table. As Senator Kennedy said to Mr. Wrights during his hearing, quote, "Don't ever take the position you're not going to follow the order of a federal court, ever," close quote. I couldn't agree more. Failing to unequivocally commit to following federal court orders should disqualify any nominee before this committee. This is not only my concern. Mr. Wrights attempted to hide his disturbing views on many issues, deleting approximately 4,000 social media posts. Nothing was off limits in his social media posts that we uncovered. The venom and self-righteousness in his posts are fair warning of what he would bring to the Department of Justice. There was one episode involving the Olympic gymnast Simone Biles. I am not going to go into it because he publicly apologized for what he said, but there are other things of concern. I will only speak of one. Before Derek Chauvin was convicted of murdering George Floyd, Mr. Wrights wrote, and I quote, "No question in my mind," he wrote, "that Chauvin is not guilty." Really? Did he see the 9 minutes and 29-second video of Chauvin kneeling on Mr. Floyd's neck as he cried out for his mother? Can you ever forget the look in his eyes? Several Republican members of this committee rightfully spoke out against this heinous crime. After Chauvin was convicted, Mr. Wrights called the jury decision, quote, "a bogus guilty verdict," close quote. Mr. Wrights' disrespect for the finality of court orders is matched by his disrespect for the finality of a jury verdict. He's unfit to lead the Office of Legal Policy, and I urge my colleagues to oppose him.
Mr. Chairman.
Who's calling?
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, please, go ahead, Senator Cruz.
If I could briefly respond, I will say it is rich listening to our Democrat colleagues profess their fidelity to the rule of law after 4 years of happily turning a blind eye to Joe Biden and the Biden Justice Department ignoring federal law, refusing to force federal immigration law, blatantly defying the law. And ironically, the litany of false charges that the senator from Illinois just directed at Mr. Wrights is really striking, but their favorite talking point is that he will defy federal court orders. Now, he's been a practicing lawyer for many years. He's never defied a federal court order, but I'll tell you who has: Joe Biden. And in fact, let's read what Joe Biden said in his tweet. Here's what Joe Biden said, quote, "The Supreme Court tried to block me from relieving student debt, but they didn't stop me. I've relieved student debt for over 5 million Americans. I'm going to keep going." That's the same Joe Biden they were happy to salute and listen to defy the court if it's in favor of their left-wing political agenda. I will point out the aspersions Ranking Member Durbin just cast to Mr. Wright's. He is also in the Marines as a reserve, a major in the Marines. He has fought to defend this nation, and he will make an exemplary Assistant Attorney General at the Department of Justice. And I, for one, am glad we are getting officials at the Department of Justice who will follow the damn law instead of being lawless and treating the Department of Justice and FBI as the personal enforcement arm of the Democrat National Committee. I urge everyone to vote yes, although I'm confident everyone on the left side of the aisle is going to vote no, because for all their words of the rule of law, they could not bring themselves once to demand the rule of law be followed from the Biden Justice Department.
Clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Cornyn.
Aye.
Mr. Lee.
Aye.
Mr. Cruz. Mr. Hawley. Mr. Tillis.
Aye.
Mr. Kennedy. Mrs. Blackburn. Mr. Schmidt. Mrs. Britt. Mrs. Moody. Mr. Durbin.
No.
Mr. Whitehouse.
No.
Ms. Klobuchar.
No.
Mr. Coons.
Nobody proxy.
No by proxy.
Mr. Blumenthal.
No.
Ms. Hirono.
No.
Mr. Booker.
No by proxy.
Mr. Padilla.
No.
Mr. Welch.
No.
Mr. Schiff.
No.
Chairman Grassley.
Aye.
On this vote, the ayes are 12, the nays are 10.
The nomination will be favorably reported. The committee is adjourned.
Mr. Chairman.
Cruz argued that Democrats have conveniently turned a blind eye to Joe Biden's defiance of federal law, especially on issues like immigration enforcement. He pointed to Biden's public defiance of a Supreme Court ruling on student debt relief. Cruz argued that while Democrats were quick to criticize WS, they were silent when it came to Biden's blatant disregard for the law. Cruz also defended WS, pointing out that WS is a Marine Corps Reserve officer and has served as a major in the military. Cruz emphasized that WS has the experience and qualifications necessary to serve as Assistant Attorney General. Cruz was adamant that the Department of Justice needs officials who will follow the law and not use the DOJ as a political tool. Cruz believes Aaron W.S. is more than qualified for the role, and that the opposition from Democrats is rooted in politics rather than substance. While Cruz acknowledged that Democrats would likely vote against W.S.'s nomination, he urged everyone to consider the facts and the record of service before making a decision. That wraps up today's breakdown. What do you think? Do you agree with Cruz's assessment of W.S.? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget for more updates on political battles and government nominations. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.